the last home game of the season as well. I'm not defensive about it.
Jadon Sancho, whoa. Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another match reaction video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the likes, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. And last night on the South Coast, it was 3 points and a clean sheet for the Blues. Very much a smash and grab. Did we deserve it? No, not really. Do I give a fuck? No, absolutely not. Because that was a backs to the wall performance. No idea how we kept a clean sheet. Despite Anthony Taylor's best efforts as well, we managed to stay with 11 men on the pitch. And he somehow didn't manage to fuck us over. And we had Robert Sanchez masterclass and a superb debut from Jadon Sancho. And we saw another balloon on the South Coast as well. So all in all, a bit of a mad evening. But we've got to be honest here. Whilst the 3 points is brilliant, that the first half performance was absolutely dreadful, guys. Absolutely dreadful. We were falling into every little trap that Bournemouth had kind of set up on us. The amount of sloppy passes was unbelievable. It was almost like these guys didn't know what colour we were playing in, were incapable of actually just playing a simple pass. It's like over the international break, they'd forgotten how to play football. Loads of opportunities we had to potentially build attacks and we just turned them into back passes. Huge. I thought energy was massively lacking in that first half as well. And it was just shambolic, absolutely shambolic. We couldn't form attacks. We looked scared when we were on the ball. And, Bournemouth would just come in wave after wave after wave. The Sassy was awful at right back. I've got to be honest. I don't know why we expected anything different, but the Sassy was absolutely shocking at right back. Cucurella sort of in that left half space wasn't really working. Neto didn't get in the game. Madueke wasn't particularly in the game. Palmer was quiet. Jackson, not really offering too much. I mean, literally anyone could have come off at half time. It was that bad. It was really, really poor. One of our worst performances of the season, hands down in the first half. Brings Jadon Sancho on at half time. Had to do something. Neto went off. I mean, to be honest, it could have been any of them. And Sancho immediately made a difference. He made a big difference. Just direct, gave the fans a lift, taking his man on. Some good turns here and there, looking to make things happen. And it just got, the fans excited, and he just looked like he was trying to do something and actually being able to do it as well, which is not always the case with our wide players. But he was absolutely superb. I felt that perhaps we waited a little bit too long to make the subs. I mean, I would have perhaps bought Felix on a bit earlier. Maybe Nkunku should have come on a little bit earlier as well. But ultimately, it didn't actually matter in the end because the substitutes combined. Sancho setting up Nkunku for a brilliant finish, and we got out of jail with the 3 points there. And you could argue that we probably didn't really deserve them. But football's about getting the points. It doesn't matter how you do it. And I have said so many times after games, so many times on here, this team has got to learn to win ugly. It's all very well saying, let's take more of our opportunities. Sure. But we need to learn how to win games 1-0. We can't be relying on scoring 2 or 3 goals every game in order to get a result. And so this is why this win was really satisfying, because we got a goal. We somehow managed to keep a clean sheet at the other end. And this is what we need more of. More wins like this, because you're not always going to score 3, 4, 5 goals every single week. And for me, it was more, and I said it on Chelsea Fan TV afterwards, this for me was more satisfying than the win against Wolves because of how poor we were, because of the backs to the wall job, because we've not kept a clean sheet in our last 20 Premier League away games I saw before the game started, and because we desperately needed a win, given we were 1 win from our first 3 Premier League games. So we dug in, we showed some grit, we showed some determination, we showed some steeliness. We didn't give up. And I tell you what, you can complain about what is the Chelsea project, what is the plan, but I'm looking at it from the stands last night and I'm thinking, wow, my team is able to bring on from the bench Jadon Sancho, Joao Felix, Christopher Nkunku. I mean, whatever the project is, whatever the plan is, I tell you what, that is not a half bad position to be in, to have that level of attacking talent on the bench in order to change a game. And, they're not always going to come up trumps every week when they come off the bench, but you can guarantee the quality we've got from the bench, that 1 week or from week to week, someone is going to come off that bench and make an impact and change a game, which was exactly what happened against Bournemouth last night. And it was actually a really good goal as well. And Nkunku, picks the ball up from Sancho, and he's under a lot of pressure, and it's a lovely, lovely finish past Travers in the Bournemouth goal and into that bottom corner. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say that we deserved it, because we didn't deserve it, but we ground out, and we dug in, and we kept going. I mean, it was a record amount of yellow cards in a Premier League game, 14 in total. Taylor was a shambles, but nothing that we didn't expect. Nothing that we didn't expect at all. Do you know what? There was no Enzo Fernandez in this game. He was missing through illness. I think Dewsbury Hall was ill as well, although there was something wrong with him. He wasn't in the squad at all. I want to give honourable mention to a couple of players, because Robert Sanchez, by the way, is coming for heavy criticism, and rightfully so, from myself and from the Chelsea fan base. We don't win that game without him yesterday. We simply don't. And this is in isolation, by the way, because he needs to do a lot more. But in isolation, he was absolutely unbelievable yesterday. He was brilliant. I mean, apart from a couple of sloppy passes here and there, brilliant penalty save, a great save in the second half to just tip that shot onto the post. And it was very, very, very important. He played an absolute key role there. And yes, it's one game, but we don't win that game without him. And he was outstanding, and he deserves his credit. So credit absolutely where it's due with Sanchez. And if he can carry on performing like that, then maybe he can turn this around at Chelsea and establish himself as the club's number one goalkeeper. Although I won't get my hopes up too much yet, but over the last sort of 2-3 games, he's not really done anything wrong. And though that level of performance is certainly improving, absolutely improving. And he was brilliant last night, absolutely brilliant, kept us in the game. Yes, that he gave away a penalty with the Fofana sold him short, but ultimately he atoned for that and he kept us in the game. And yes, Nkunku scored the winner, but we owe the 3 points to Robert Sanchez. So fair play to him on that one. He absolutely deserves all the credit that's going to come his way for that performance. But this is just in isolation, by the way, because he's still got a lot to sort out, a lot to improve upon. And I thought Renato Vega, by the way, as well. I was impressed with what I saw from him. He started a little bit slow, few sloppy passes, giving the ball away, all that sort of thing, which does need to be cut out of his game, which does need to be improved. But he absolutely grew into the game. He's going to take a little. He obviously played in midfield. He's going to take a little bit of adjustment for him playing in there. But the guy looks looks really talented. I thought first half he was rusty. He didn't really look fully on it in the game. But second half, he definitely came into his own a lot more, and he was an important player. And do you know what? For 11 or 12 million quid, that doesn't look like a bad piece of business at all. It really doesn't. I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. I think he deserves praise for his performance. I felt he did really well, and he acquitted himself well in a difficult situation for him. And Nkunku as well. I'm surprised at how little he's been used at the beginning of the season. I think it's difficult to find the right place for him. Obviously, he came on and he played through the middle against Bournemouth. He obviously got the goal, wins us the game. But he's only started one game under Enzo Maresca in the Premier League. And I think it's maybe he doesn't trust him. Maybe he can't find the right place from it. Very much felt like he was a final roll of the dice. And given the preseason, given the immense ability that we know that he's got, I am surprised that he's not featured much. And I'm surprised that Maresca doesn't seem to fancy him that much at the moment. Or maybe he's just managing him, or maybe he just thinks that other options at this point in time are better. But Nkunku made an impact, and that's all you can do. All you can ask for from your subs is to come on and make an impact when they enter the pitch, and that's exactly what the subs did. Nkunku and Sancho combining, making a big difference. I didn't think Joao Felix was particularly good. I need to be convinced more by him. I'm still convinced that the idea of Joao Felix is much better than the actual reality, but it's a little bit too early to come to that conclusion just yet. But I wasn't particularly impressed with him. But overall, people, I just think it's a really important 3 points. It's a 3 points we needed. It's a kind of win that we don't normally get. We need to start grinding these sorts of results out. So it's really impressive to see that sort of steeliness and determination within the ranks and within the team. And hopefully we can push on. We've got West Ham away next weekend, which is another really tough game. Hopefully we might have Gusto back for that one. Maybe Lavia might return for that one as well. Give us a bit more bite in midfield. But look, I think we've got to be delighted with the 3 points and just take it for what it is. It wasn't a great performance, and look, I'm not going to allow the negatives to just be glossed over. But the reality is, I don't care about those right now. We can think about that on another occasion. We can think about that on another occasion, because right now, I don't care how ugly it was. It's an amazing 3 points, clean sheet. Sancho balled out, and Nkunku won it for us. Everyone's smiling. The away support was brilliant. The away fans were delighted. Up the fucking Chelsea, all of that stuff. But yeah, guys, that's just my thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash the like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. You don't know what to do. And I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea, and peace out.